back to our channel, and today again we are going to review movie, and today's movie is the Turning Terminal that came in 2004, and in this video we are going to review this movie. We'll talk about its fact, we'll analyze this movie. So let's start it. So let's start with its overview. The title, The Terminal. Director Steven Spielberg, and starring Tom Hanks, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Stanley Tucci, G.M.C. Bride, Diego Luna, and its genre was a comedy drama movie, and its runtime was approximately 128 minutes, and it released in June 18, 2004. And if we talk about its for summary, the terminal is inspired by real life events and centers around Viktor Novarsky, Tom Hopkins, and Tom Hanks, a man from the fictional Eastern European country of Krakow. While traveling to New York City for a personal mission, Victor's country undergoes a sudden political upheaval and rendering his passport invalid. As a result, he becomes stranded at John F. Kennedy's International Airport, unable to enter the United States or return home. With no legal option, Victor makes the airport his home, living in the terminal's common areas and navigating the complex bureaucracy with ingenuity, kindness, and resilience. He best friend airport staff, including custom agents Frank Dixon, and develops a romantic connection with flight attendant Amelia Warren, Catherine Zeta-Jones. And if we talk about the film, explores Victor's perseverance, the kind of strangers, and the human capacity to adapt and find hope amidst adversity. And if we talk about its critical review, the terminal is a heartfelt blend of comedy and drama that showcases Steven Spielberg's mastery in telling human stories. Tom Hanks delivers a charming, empathetic performance embodying Victor's resilience and optimism. The film balances humor with poignant moments, emphasizing themes of perseverance, kindness, and cultural understanding. The movie pacing is steady, and Spielberg's direction captures the bustling, claustrophobic yet vibrant environment of JFK Airport. The screenplay, penned by Solel Wilson and others, emphasizes Victor's ingenuity and the universal desire for dignity and connection. While some critics found the plot somewhere sentimental or predictable, most praised the film for its warmth, humor, and Social commentary. Now, if we talk about movie, if we talk about the Terminator 2004 movie analysis. With introduction, the Terminator is a unique film that combines elements of comedy, drama, and humanistic storytelling, directed by Steven Spielberg, one of Hollywood's most acclaimed filmmakers. The film showcases his talent for storytelling, rooted in emotional depth and social commentary, sharing Tom Hanks in one of his most memorable roles. The film explores themes of preservance, fitness, cultural and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of bureaucratic and political adversity. We talk about background and inspiration, real life inspiration. Terminal is usually inspired by the true story of Iranian refugees who lived in Terminal 1 of Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris for over 80 days from 1988 to 2006. Series case involved complex legal and diplomatic issues, and his story became emblematic of the struggle faced by refugee and stateless individuals. Spielberg and screenwriter Slavels adapted elements of nursery story, blending it with fictional storytelling to create a film that highlights both personal resilience and the absurdities of bureaucratic system development and production. The film was in development for several years with Spielberg showing interest in the story for quite some time. The screenplay underwent multiple revisions aiming to craft a narrative that was both entertaining and meaningful. Filming took place on location at JFK Airport, which added authenticity to the movie's setting. If we talk about plot deep dive, Victor Novalsky's Victor Novalsky, played by Tom Hanks, arrives at JFK Airport with plans to visit New York City to obtain a rare autograph for his homeland's national hero, jazz musician named Penny Wilson, symbolizing his hopes for a better future. However, upon launch at his country of Krakozia has undergone a sudden political upheaval and his passport is no longer valid. American authorities deny him entry to the US and he is trapped in the airport's custom area. And if we talk about life in the airport, Victor makes the airports his home, living in the terminal's common areas initially with minimal possessions or time. He provides a life, creating friendship with airport staff, including friend extremely strict, ambitious custom officer who views dictator as a problem. If we talk about Amelia Warren, Catherine Zeta Jones, a flight attendant who befriends Victor and develops a romantic connection with him. If we talk about Victor's resourcefulness is demonstrated through his ingenuity, fixing luggage, creating makeshift living arrangement, and helping others, highlighting human resilience and adaptability. It will take a little more time, guys. You have to wait for more. Now let's talk about its in-depth review of the terminal. So therefore, if we talk about not the summary, the terminal is a coordinate unhinged and kind-hearted man from the fictional Eastern European country of Romania during his journey to journey to New York City, Victor's country undergoes a sudden political upheaval, rendering his extraordinary as result. He is stranded in the airport's international terminal, unable to enter the United States or return home. The film explores Victor's life within the terminal. The film explores Victor's life within the terminal, where he becomes a fixture among travelers and airport staff. Despite his predicament, Victor's remains optimistic and resourceful, forming friendship, learning the airport ins and outs, and slowly pursuing his personal goals, most notable collective motto. Photographs now says legend Benny Golson for a special reason. If we talk about themes and messages, the terminal gives delves into themes for resilience of human kindness and the immigrant experience. It highlights how bureaucratic system can sometimes be burdensome and oppressive, but also emphasizes the importance of empathy, community, and resilience. Victor's unbearable nature in the face of adversity becomes a testament to the human spirit. Now, if we talk about character development and performances, Tom Hanks delivers a masterful performance portraying it with sincerity and subtle humor. His portrayal humanizes innocence and resilience, making it a universally relatable character. Supporting characters like the Thematic and Chip adheres complexity and realism. Catherine Zeta Johnson plays Amelia, White attendant and love interest, bringing a romantic subplot that adds emotional depth. We talk about direction and cinematic style. Steven Spielberg's direction is both charming and controlled, balancing humor and heartfelt emotion. The film's setting within JFK Airport is almost a character itself, capturing the sprawling, bustling environment of contemporary immaterial Spielberg's visually elaborate location and authenticity in the the isolation amidst the crowd and if it got critic and reception by some critics found the storyline predictable or sentimental. Many appreciated its optimistic tone and time themes. The film was praised for its performances, direction, and its portrayal of kindness amid child. It's often described as a feel-good movie that reminds viewers of the importance of compassionate and perseverance. More fascinating facts and insights. If we talk about loosely inspired by reality, the terminal is inspired by the true story of Mehran Karemi, a Syrian Iranian refugees who lived in Terminal 1 of Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris from 1988 until 2006. Necessary story of being trapped in an airport due to visa issue. Captivated media worldwide with worldwide and served as a base for the film narrative. And if you talk about authentic filming location, most scenes are shot at JK Airport, allowing the film to capture the authentic look, and feeling of basic international harbor. This challenges required close coordination with airport authorities to ensure human did not disrupt regular operations. Toward use of real airport staff and extras, many airports include and extras. If you talk about authentic film location, most seen were category use of real airport staff and extras when airport employees and extras in the film were actual airport staff adding up. Passengers were real travelers caught in the filming process. If we talk about Spielberg's personal, Steven Spielberg has expressed that he was drawn to the story because of its uplifting message about kindness, resilience. We wanted to create a film that would inspire them of the good in humanity. If we talk about music and soundtrack, the soundtrack feature jazz music which is central to the storyline. Benny Golson, the real jazz legend, makes a cameo and Victor's admiration for jazz is motive throughout the film. If we talk about symbolism and cinematic techniques, the airport with its endless corridors and waiting areas symbolizes a liminal space or place of transition and uncertainty, but also of potential hope and new beginners. If we talk about themes of immigration and bureaucracy, the film subtly critiques immigration policies and bureaucratic rigidity, illustrating how systems sometimes overlook individuals' free will and struggle with trustfulness and integrity serve as a counterpoint to the often impersonal nature of administration. If we talk about culture and social reflection, the terminal reflects on the immigrant experience, adaptation, and cultural simultaneous interaction with other travelers and staff showcase diverse background, and stories emphasizing shared humanity. We talk about critical and audience reception. The film received mixed reviews from critics but was generally well received by audience who appreciated its heartwarming tone. It was 76% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, indicative of its positive reception. If we talk about commercial performance, despite most critical reviews, the terminal performed well at the box office, crossing the 219 million worldwide. Its universal themes and star power contributed to its commercial success. We talk about awards and nominations. If we talk about award and nomination, while it didn't win major awards, the film received nomination for its screenplay and performance. It also garnered praise for its production, design, and soundtrack. We talk about the legacy and Cultural impact. The terminal remains a beloved film for its optimistic message and Tom memorable performance. It's considered as an example of Spielberg mastery in blending entertainment with meaningful storytelling. We talk about its survival. The tribunal is a heartfelt exploration of human resilience, kindness, and immigrant experience set against the, the backdrop of bustling airport with still performance sensitive direction and a timeless message. It continues to resonate with audience. Worldwide, whether viewed as a light-hearted comedy or an inspiring drama, it reminds us that even in the most unlikely circumstances, hope and liberty can prevail. We talk about more. Okay, now if we talk about comprehensive analysis and facts about the Terminal 2004 introduction and overview. The Terminal, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Tom Hanks, is a film that combines humor, drama, and social commentary. Released in 2004, it has become a classic example of Spielberg's ability released in 2004. It has become a classic example of Spielberg's ability to craft stories that are both entertaining and emotionally resonant. The film's theme centered on an immigrant stranded in an airport's serve as a metaphor for human resilience and often operate humanity within bureaucratic system. Now, if we talk about detailed road summary, Newton amongst a well-meaning and earnest man from the fictional Eastern European country of Croatia arrives at JFK airport with dreams of starting a new life in America. His plans are disrupted when political upheaval in his hometown invalidates his passport, turning him stateless overnight, with no country to return to and unable to enter the US. Victor finds himself within the airport's international surveillance. If we talk about age days turned into Victor makes the airport his home, he navigates the life among he navigates life among travelers, staff and security personnel, maintaining a positive attitude despite his circumstances. He is He befriends airport staff like the pragmatic chef Frank Dixon estimate to see and falls in love with the flight attendant Amelia Catherine Zeta Jones. Victor's story unfolds as he pursues a personal mission collecting the legend Benny Golson's photograph which symbolizes his hope, dreams and connection to his late father. Throughout the film, Victor's resourcefulness and kindness influence everyone around him, transforming the airport from a mere transit point into a space of human connection and hope. To talk about themes and symbolizes. If we talk about resilience and hope, Victor's embodies resilience, refusing to be broken by his circumstances. His unwavering optimism inspires others and exemplifies the human capacity to adapt and find meaning in adversity. And if we talk about bureaucracy and humanity, the film critiques the often impersonal nature of bureaucratic system, illustrating how they can overlook individual stories. Victor's kindness contrasts sharply with the narrative of migration. Colleges, and if we talk about immigration and stillness, the story highlights the struggle of immigrants and stateless individuals, emphasizing their dignity and desire for belonging. Line middle space and transition. The airport symbolizes a transitional space, neither here nor there, represent uncertainty, potential, and the possibility of new beginnings. To our dreams and aspirations, with us pursuit of Benny Golson's photograph symbolizes hope, perseverance, and the importance of holding onto one's dream despite obstacles. Talk about character analysis. Victor Navarsky Tom Hanks, a symbol of innocence and perseverance. Victor's character is crafted with subtle kindness and humility. His background as a if we talk about Amelia Catherine Zeta Jones, flight attendant who develops a romantic connection with the victor. She is portrayed as compassionate and empathetic, representing the human connection that can flourish even in transient space. We talk about Frank Diskin, Stanley Tucci, an immigration officer who initially used Victor as an alliance, but eventually recognizes his integrity. His character symbolizes the bureaucratic machinery that often dehumanizes individuals but can also involve to show understanding. We talk about Enrique de Luna, a young Mexican immigration who befriends if we talk about Enrique de Luna, a young Mexican immigration who befriends Victor, representing the immigrant experience, themes of community and kindness. We talk about direction and cinematography techniques. Steven Spielberg's direction masterfully captures the confined yet vibrant environment of JFK Airport. His use of wide shots emphasizes Victor's smallness amid the vast airport, while close-ups convey his emotions. The film employs humor and heartfelt moments, seamlessly blending comedy with drama. Spielberg's choice to set the entire film within the airports creates an almost theatrical experience, emphasizing the artificial yet real space that becomes Victor's world. The cinematography captures the hectic, bustling nature of air travel while also highlighting moment of intimacy and reflection. She talk about music and soundtrack. The film's soundtrack features jazz music which plays a crucial role in Victor's story. Benny Colson's music and the character admiration for jazz symbolizes hope, sophistication, and cultural exchange. The soundtrack warm, soulful tones underscore Victor's resilience and dreams. If we talk about production inside and behind the scene, if we talk about authentic filming, most scenes were shot on location at the JFK airport, requiring extensive coordination with airport authorities and staff. The filmmakers aim to create an authentic lived-in feel. We talk about casting and performances. Tom Hanks' portrayal of Victor was praised for its nuance capturing vulnerability and strength. Spielberg chose Hanks for his ability to embody every man's character, making Victor's journey relatable. If we talk about inspired by real events, the film Those Dates was from Mehran Karami's Necessaries, real life experience of living in Charles de Gaulle Airport for 18 years. Spielberg and the writers aim to create a story that reflects hope and human dignity. Cameo and cultural references. The film includes subtle references to this isn't an immigration. This goes curses. Cameo and the film soundtrack pay homage to this music's significance. If we talk about critical reception and audience impact, the terminal received mixed reviews from critics but was generally appreciated for its heartwarming tone and performance. It holds a 76% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.4 out of 10, and IMDb critics praised Hanks' performance and Spielberg's direction, but notably applauds predictability. The audience appreciated the film's uplifting message, finding it inspiring and comforting, especially In times of global uncertainty of our personal struggles, we talk about box office awards. Despite mixed critical reviews, the terminal was commercial success, crossing over 219 million worldwide. It resonated with audience globally thanks to its universal themes. The film received nominations for several awards, including a Screen Actors Guild Award, a nomination for Tom Hanks, and recognition for its soundtrack and production design. If we talk about legacy and cultural significance, the Terminal remains a beloved film for its optimistic portrayal of human resilience and kindness. And if we talk about final reflection, the terminal is more than just a story about an individual stranded in an airport. It's a reflection on the interconnectedness of humanity. It celebrates the small act of kindness that can change lives. It reminds us that presence and compassion are universal values. Whether viewed as a light-hearted comedy or a profound whether viewed as a light-hearted comedy or a profound social commentary, the film continues to inspire audience to see the dignity of everyone regardless of circumstances. Let's talk about more. and the ultimate deep dive into the terminal and extensive analysis. First, we talk about introduction, a film of hope and humanity. The terminal, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Tom Hanks, stand as a cinematic testament to hope, resilience, and human dignity. Released in 2004, the film is a heartfelt exploration of an individual's perseverance in the face of bureaucratic indifference and social barriers. It is a story rooted in real world events inspired by the intriguing life of Mehran Karim Ashari and woven with Spielberg's signature storytelling fitness. The film captures a unique environment on airport, an artificial space that becomes a microscope of the world, representing transition, uncertainty, and possibility. It's a story that reminds the viewers that even in the most ancient space, a genuinely human connection can flourish and inspire. If you talk about in-depth plot and narrative breakdown, premise, Victor Mosquito Mouse, a courteous and optimistic man from fictional Eastern European country of, country of Provincia arrives at JFK Airport eager to start a new chapter in America. His plans are thwarted in Krakozia undergoes a sudden political upheaval, invalidation his passport and leaving him officially stateless with no valid documents. Victor can't enter the United States nor can he return to his homelands. We talk about the transformation Victor is forced to live within the airport's international terminal where he stabilizes routine touching the lives of staff and travelers over time. Victor's quiet dignity and unwavering kindness transforms him from a stranded traveler into a symbol of hope and resilience. If we talk about key plot points, Victor's friendship with Henrik, a young Mexican immigrant, highlights themes of cultural diversity and shared humanity. Peter, his romantic connection with Amelia, Catherine Zeta-Jones, a fight attended underscore themes of love, longing, and connection. Tabla Victor's pursuit of Penny Johnson, a conflict between Victor and airport authorities, especially the vicious immigration officer Frank Dixon. Tension between bureaucratic rigidity and human compassion. Victor's eventual decision to leave the album was inspired by his love for Amelia and his desire to fulfill his personal mission, commitment, sacrifice, and hope. If we talk about themes explored, themes explored in the terminal vigilance and hope, Victor's unwavering positivity in the face of adversity exemplifies resilience, his ability to adapt, remain hopeful and find joy despite being stateless and trapped is a testament to the human spirit, human connection, and empathy. And if we talk about throughout the film, Victor's kindness influence everyone around him. His relationships with Enrique, Amelia, and airport staff demonstrated that genuine human empathy can transcend bureaucratic boundaries. If we talk about bureaucracy versus humanity, the film highlights how rigid system can overlook individual stories Victor's interaction with immigration officials and airport authorities as a critic of the uh, impersonal nature of bureaucracy, emphasizing the importance of compassion and understanding. If we talk about immigration and mixing and stateless, the narrative sheds light on the struggles faced by immigrants, refugees, and stateless persons, highlighting their dignity, hopes, and dreams. Victor's stories about some of the immigration experience, emphasizing perseverance and aspiration, and without transition and liminal spaces. The airport is a liminal space threshold between worlds representing uncertainty yet also potential. It's a place where identities can be fluid and no new beginnings can emerge. Dreams and aspirations. Victor's quest for many goals and photography. Photograph symbolizes the universal pursuit of hope and fulfillment. It underscores the importance of holding on to dreams even in faced with adversity. If we talk about creative director Novoski Monks, a symbol of innocence, humanity, imagination. Victor is portrayed with subtle humor and quiet strength. His background as a traveler on a mission adds depth as his progress is not just to find a new life but also fulfill a personal promise to his late father helps performance captures Victor's humility, warmth, and unwavering hope, making him a universally beloved character. If we talk about Amelia Catherine Zeta Jones, light attendant cup between her duties and her feelings, Amelia becomes Victor's love interest and symbol of hope for the future. Beyond the airport, her kindness and empathy grow over the course of the film, culminates in a decision that underscores her compassion. If we talk about Frank Disco, Stanley Tucci, and ambitious and pragmatic immigration officer Dixon embodies the bureaucratic machinery that often dehumanizes individuals. His unwavering understanding of Victor's character highlights the film's message that compassion can overcome rigid system. Luna, a young Mexican immigration working in the airport's baggage claim area. Hero Enrique Freshman Victors representing the immigrants community's resilience in hope. His friendship with Victors emphasizes shared struggles and solidarity, and if you talk about supporting characters, the film features and features a vibrant cast of airport staff and travelers, each with their own stories that collectively illustrate the diversity and interconnectedness of humanity. If we talk about direction and cinematic Spielberg's action is masterful in creating an environment that feels both authentic and cinematic. He employs a combination of wide shots to capture the bustling airport and intimate close-ups to convey the emotional states. The film's pacing balances humor and heartfelt moment, ensuring an emotionally engaging experience. If we talk about Spielberg's use of a real location at JFK lends authenticity, and his keen eye for detail enhances the relief of love. Setting the film's visual emphasize the airport's vastness and the smallness of Victor highlighting his resilience answers. We talk about music and soundtrack, the film soundtrack features the standards that reflect the personality, aspirations, when productions music along with other jazz compositions underscore themes of hope and cultural exchange. The music acts as a bridge between Victor's homeland and his dreams, emphasizing the universality of jazz as a language of resilience and expression. Photography and the scene insights, authentic filming and production challenges, filming on location at JFK Airport posed logistical challenges requiring close coordination with airport authorities and staff to avoid disrupting daily operations. Many scenes involve real travelers and staff adding authenticity. If we talk about inspiration from reality, the terminal is loosely inspired by Mehran carrying messages true story of living in Charles de Gaulle Airport for 18 years due to visa issue. Spielberg and Wrights aim to craft narratives that celebrated hope and human dignity, inspired by Nasser's resilience. We talk about Hostel Courageous, Tom Hanks was Spielberg's first choice for Victor's, and his performance was praised for its depth and sincerity. The supporting cast including Catherine Zeta-Jones and Stanley Tucci brought nuance and depth to their roles, creating a believable community within the airport. Video about critical reception and audience impact. The terminal received mixed reviews from critics but was home embraced by audience around the world. Positive message and heartfelt performance resonated deeply, especially during times of global uncertainty. If we talk about critical ratings, Rotten Tomatoes 76%, IMDb 7.4 out of 10, and in Rotten Tomatoes 76%. If we talk about audience appeals, many viewers found the film uplifting, inspiring, and a reminder of the kindness that can flourish and transcend space. The Fall Awards and nomination, while it didn't win major or received nomination for its screenplay, soundtrack, and performances. If we talk about box office and commercial success, grossing over 219 million worldwide, the W was a commercial success. Its universal themes of hope, perseverance, and kindness contributed to the widespread appeal. If we talk about cultural and social impact, the film has become a cultural touchstone for decision about immigration, resilience, and compassion. Its portrayal of Victor's dignity and hope has inspired many and prompted decision on the treatment of immigrants and the refugees. It's often used in educational context to illustrate the importance of humanity and rights. Now, if we talk about legacy and country continuing relevance, the terminal remains relevant today as a symbol of resilience amid adversity. Its message of kindness in a world often divided by borders and bureaucracies continues to inspire audience worldwide. Steven Spielberg's ability to blend entertainment with social commentary has cemented that the terminal as a timeless film that celebrates the human spirit. To talk about final reflection, the terminal is a cinematic masterpiece that combines art and storytelling, stellar performance, and profound themes. It remains us that even in the most transient and bureaucrats environments, human kindness, hope, and visions and creates a lasting change and weather views as an inspiring theory. A social critic or simply a beautifully crafted film that terminal leaves a lasting impression about the resilience of the human soul. And if you talk about its more deeper, let's start it with its introduction, a cinematic ode to hope and humanity. Well, a termination as a testament to the enduring power of hope, resilience, and human kindness. Directed by Steven Spielberg and Audio storytelling mastery. The film is both a heartfelt narrative and a social commentary that transcends uh, the culture and bureaucratic system. Starring Tom Hanks in one of the most lost roles the film explores the extraordinary and ordinary, emphasizing that even in transient spaces and uncertain circumstances, genuine human connection can flourish. It released in 2004 amidst global debates about immigration, refugee crisis, and border policies. Terminal resonates as a timeless reflection on dignity and presence. It invites viewers to look beyond the surface and see the stories of those often overlooked, emphasizing that everyone has dreams, fears, and hopes that deserve recognition. If you talk about editor, plot, synopsis, and narrative arc, the inciting incident witness now occasion amongst a courteous, optimistic man from fictional Eastern European country of Pragosia rises their careful with the dreams of starting in America. His intentions are pure, seeking opportunity, freedom, and a better future. However, on his arrival, he learns that a sudden political upheaval in Krakow has invalidated his passport and travel document. As a result, Victor is declared stateless, unable to enter the US or return home. So it was the review of this movie. I hope you like it. If there was any mistake, then I apologize for that. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.